Welcome to Tiny Rails, the cute little casual game with trains, where you drive your train with here's mine, currently configured, going past, where you take your train around the world, completing quests, jobs, and generally exploring, with passengers and cargo involved, and generally what you'd normally think of with trains. Where I left it last time, I needed to get to Berlin from the eastern United States. So I haven't recorded me driving across the world to get back to Europe, because it took me from Naples to New York City, then I had to get back from New York City to Berlin for the next quest. However, I'm now just outside Berlin as I'm working my way back into the quest. I have a Europe North checklist of buyer upgrade 20 train stations, gold from cars, get 35,000, which I've completed. I have to meet the market demands of one of the stations in Europe North, travel 12,427 miles and serve 800 passengers, which will then open the area Russia West, give me 50,000, a new engine and caboose, and a new factory. So these are the three tasks I have to do, but there's also quests involved. Assuming my... No, I'm not set up for the right map. Where is it? Ah, here it is. Make a stop at Berlin, Deutschland. I'll select a reward of 4,000, and it should continue with the story. Apparently I'm going to Warsaw next. We've arrived in Berlin. Now, if only we knew what Carter was up to. I'm trying to help you out, as I've told you countless times. How about some gratitude? How did you get here so quickly? You were waiting for us. Private jet lady, if you can stop being amazed for a moment, I'll explain. Dad and Railco came into Europe recently and went through the north. They set up a deal with a resort tycoon, and they really dropped the ball. What happened? I'm no fan of your father, but he's hardly incompetent. They were supposed to deliver maintenance supplies to a ski resort. Thing is, they dropped it all to go chasing after a chance to break into Russia. That Kraus lady kept them from getting there, but it was too late. Need to meet a guy named Wilmer Olsen in Warsaw, Poland. He's expecting you. Kid, I don't trust you much. Why should we be doing this? I don't really care whether you like me or not. She didn't say she didn't like you, she said she didn't trust you. But you have a chance to do some good, and I know you can't pass that up. Okay, so I've arrived in Berlin. Okay, it wants Parker's as its main resource, cargo demand, and it's selling water cheap. I could make a profit on pretty much anything I could bring into Berlin from where I came from, because the prices are a lot cheaper elsewhere. But that's the German economy for you. Oh, it's going to refresh in about 14 seconds. I'll just check. I haven't completed any jobs. But what I'm wondering is it this one? No, maybe not. I thought I saw one that asked me to stop at Helsinki. That's Russia. Okay. Pretty sure I saw it, but apparently I have no idea what happened to it. Right, and the market is refreshed, so I'll pick up even more water. Cheap. I don't know who's going to want water, but I guess I'll find out where Warsaw is. Apparently it's this way. And it wants tulips. I don't have tulips. So we will just go to Warsaw. Depart. Now, during my time crossing back across the Atlantic and going back through Europe so I could get to Berlin, I completed a load of jobs. Oops. That's the Brandenburg Gate? Yes, it is. The Brandenburg Gate. It says so at the top. I completed a load of jobs because, well, I had to do something along the way. So I've actually managed to level up Lance, my accountant, to now to, if I spend 50,000 doing this, to level 4. So now he gives me an increase in passenger fares by 4%, and he's got a long way to go to level 5. Sophia is about halfway to her level 4, and Hank has got a long way to go to level 3. Apparently I've stopped for a cow on the track. Got a couple of items I haven't seen before. Equally, I've got a chunk of money, so what I can do with my chunk of money is one of the things I was concentrating was improving the weight distribution, and I will increase my passenger capacity. They're not really important right now, but I've got the money, so I might as well do something with the upgrades. I'll complete another job. So always have 10 jobs on the go. And I will accept that job. It pays me another 5,000 when I've managed to go 1,500 miles. As I'm going to go 1,500 miles at some point anyway, it's essentially free money. I never turn down free money. That's not strictly true. It depends on my moral choices and convenience, etc. But I do like stuff you get for free. Somehow always seems nicer than stuff you have to pay for or have to earn. Okay. Oh, I've taken a photograph of the Brandenburg Gate, so I should get paid for that. And I've completed another job. Let me take that job. So here I am, happily trudging along in Europe North, between Berlin and Warsaw. I've upgraded pretty much everything I can currently afford to upgrade. My cars, most of them have got about 7,500 experience, somewhere in the 7,000 to 8,000 range. So they've still got a while before they're going to upgrade or level up, depending on the terminology you prefer. I expect that gentleman might be who we're looking for. Excuse me, Mr. Olsen? Ah yes, you used to be the train crew young Mr. Blackwell told me about. Carter said you could use some help. What's the story? I own Olsen Resorts. We had contracted Railco to deliver maintenance supplies for us. They backed out, which you may know, and now lack of repairs ravage my resorts. I need you to make this delivery. Also, you must help me address these repairs. Skiers are stranded at one of these resorts, at least. What awful luck. Where do we need to start? I need a ride to Ukraine, the city of Kiev. Has donated emergency supplies. I'm not sure that actually is Kiev. I don't know if it's a new spelling of Kiev. Okay. Kiev? Anyway, from there we will need to make our way further north. We'll do everything we can to help, Mr. Olsen. Did Carter actually do a good deed here? I'm a little shocked. Maybe the kid doesn't take after his dad after all. Okay. Well, with that quest complete and the money for it, as well as completing another job, which means I can select myself yet another job. Okay, I now get to check the market here. Now it wants tulips. It does sell, I was going to say cheap water, but relatively cheap water. Okay, that one's relatively new, a utility knife. So I'm carrying a lot of water, and now I need to go down to this place, which is a bit of a distance away, but okay, and it wants bonbons there. Well, whatever will be, will be. With a bit of luck, I will start making progress towards at least the top two of these tasks, and I'm going to have to find a way to meet market demands for another one. That may take a little more effort. Oh, well, it's over 500 miles away, this place. Yeah, there are large distances in Europe. So So, whilst I'm going large distances, I might as well give my train a bit of a boost. I can currently get up to 239 miles an hour out of my train. Yes, it still doesn't really shrink the distance that much. Still got 450 miles to go. So I'll have a look at my train cars. There's a load of level 2 cars there, which I can always put back on my train. I've got a taco and a happy cube car at level 1 and another taco car at level 1. What are these? These are golden steam cars. They're passenger cars at level 1. Steampunk car at level 1. Another ball pit car, double decker car. Skyview car, okay. Another taco car. It'd be nice if they put all the cars which were the same level in the same car next to each other, so you could easily see them. I've still got plenty of cars I haven't effectively used. What was it? A luxury passenger car. I haven't put that on my train yet. Well, maybe when I upgrade one of my cars, my passenger cars, I will replace it with a luxury passenger car. These are all the ones I've leveled up to their highest levels, which is a few of them at least. A Hawaiian car, a Old West food car, a load more level 1 cars. What's that one? Oh, Behemoth. My Behemoth food car. I may have to use that at some point once I level one of my current food type cars. Oh, a potato car. Didn't realise I had one of those. And a whole bunch of cars. That's the street art car, which is a cargo car. I think I'll put that one on the train sometime soon. And a load more level. I've got a lot of level 1 cars. I need some of my cars to level up so I can swap them all out again. These are all the cars that are currently on my train. All level 2. And all got a way to go before they make it to level 3. But, well, that one especially, because that one just recently leveled up. I'll just take the money out of my caboose while I'm here. But yes, almost 8,500 experience. It's got another 4,000 experience points to go before it levels up. And then it's going to cost me a lot of money to level it up. Ah, here's Wilma. Thank you, my friends. We have blankets, emergency kits, first aid supplies. This is excellent. I very much appreciate this. It was our pleasure. Where do we head to next? We need to travel to Minsk. My parts made it as far as there. After that, Railco abandoned their job. It is on our route, and those parts are still needed. There's no time to lose then. Your customers will need these supplies. Okay. Market-wise, it wants bonbons. I've got a couple. Okay, I really should collect bonbons, apparently, because if I come through here, this one's going to be a relatively easy cargo demand to meet. Just purely because of the... it only requires 25. And bonbons are relatively easy to find in Europe. Not necessarily in Europe North. And I've completed a quest, so I get some money for that. And now I need to set the destination to Minsk. I was going there anyway, by the looks of it. I didn't know that. So Minsk it is. Which is only 281 miles away. Not a bad little journey. So that's got... Oh, I need to clean and repair my train as well. It's starting to get a bit dirty and a bit dilapidated. 4,000 to 5,000 for most of these cars experience-wise. The modern outhouse has got a long way to go. Skyview car's only got just over 3,000 to go. Whereas my Bohemian car has about 6,000 to go. Steam car's got about 5,000. Ghost car's got about the same, as does the Golden Steam car and the Urban Passenger car. Happy Cube car's pretty much the same, but I'll take the gold out of it. Same with the Ball Pit. circus car, and the saloon car's got about 6,000. So I must have changed all the cars at relatively close to the same time, which is probably something I would do. I frequently, when I decide to change a car on my train, I frequently decide to change a load of them, just to give it a whole different look. As I come into good old Minsk. Bah! Look at it. A car of repair parts left to gather dust. Let's retrieve them and be on our way, yes? Where do we need to go next, Mr. Olsen? One of my resorts is near Vilnius. Latvia, I'm guessing. Skiers are trapped in a chalet there. We have vehicles for the terrain. They've broken down and we lack the parts for repair. Emergency services require the supplies we just picked up. Will they be evacuating them? Yes, of course, but there are many. Warmth and medical attention will be required. And we should be leaving immediately. Let's go. Yes, you're going to have to hold your horses while I collect my money. Didn't complete any jobs, did I? Nope. I also want to explore the market. Ah, good, bonbons. And you can have my utility knives. It actually helps if I do actually buy the bonbons. Well, these prices are actually not bad towards the bottom. I will buy the one tulip. And I don't actually have a current use for aluminium beams, so I'm going to sell them just to lighten my load. But when I let's go through, I think it was Warsaw, or I'll go check the map. It wasn't Warsaw, it was that place. When I go through there, that's what wants bonbons, and only wants 25 of them. So if I can collect enough bonbons, I can meet that task demand with relative painless ease. Now, I'm not going to go gumball fishing for any more cars. Oh, okay, I got to take a photograph of whatever that is. The Minsk National Museum. Very pretty. I'm not going to go fishing for any more cars in the gumball machine for a while, because as you saw when I went through all my cars, I've got 10 pages worth of cars, a large amount of which have never been on my train. Another free bonbon or two, and utility knife, I think, for that matter. I got out of that obstruction. I do have jobs for Hank. Most of my jobs are for Lance and his accountancy, but I do have a couple of jobs for Hank for picking up items from obstructions, just to help him get a little more experience, as he's the one that's lagging behind out of my 3 people. Let's have a speed boost. Head towards Vilnius. Again, my pronunciation of these places could be horrendously off. Minsk, not so much, because I've heard of Minsk, but Vilnius is not a town/city I am cognizant of. Thank you again, my friends. These supplies will be needed badly. Was talking with the emergency team, and I'm going to stick around to help. Good for you, Hank. I have some experience with the machinery and clearing obstacles. Sounds like we may have snow in the way. Good of you to stay, Hank. We'll arrange to meet later. Mr. Olsen, what's next on our agenda? This is less serious, but the ski lifts at my resort in Helsinki need repair. We have some of the equipment required, but only some. We must pick up heavy cable in Riga, Latvia. So this isn't Latvia, I don't know where I am. That's the next stop. LV must be Latvia, LT, I'm not sure where that state is, or that country. So I've completed that quest, which means I collect a reward. I'll also collect the money for the Minsk National Museum. And where is I was going next? Riga. There's that Europe North factory. Then I'm guessing head to Helsinki. Where about Helsinki? Oh, Helsinki's just up there. Fair enough. Did I go to the market? To be honest, none of that is badly priced, so I'll take it all. And I'll give you my one utility knife. It's bonbons out of everything I really want. And Riga is just over an hour away. So let's have a bit of a speed boost to make it be under an hour away. Oh, the background's nice with these mountains. How am I doing? I've got a lot of distance to travel in Europe North, which may mean making multiple circuits of Europe North. I'll see how that goes over time, but I'd like to get as many of these quests out of the way as I can. Job complete. Must be a mileage job. Yep. Money. Accept that job. A bit more experience for Sophia. Perfect. The cable is here as expected. Now, one final stop. We need to stop at Tallinn EE. What are we picking up there? New braking systems for my ski lifts. We were in the midst of renovating when Railco abandoned them. Our busy season approaching, and it's vital they are fixed and safe. We're on our way. Well, not quite, we're not. First I want to collect my quest money, and then I want to check out the market. Even though bonbons are not cheap here, I'm buying them anyway. I don't want to buy anything else, and I don't have any honey on me to sell or give to them for a resource. So we will depart to Tallinn? The Tallinn or Tallinn is the way I'd pronounce that. I'm guessing Tallinn. Not sure what country EE is either. Yeah, I can guess Latvia for LV, but I'm not sure what, because back when I knew these areas, or this part of the world, this was the Soviet Union. So I don't know what all the countries broke back up into their natural states or their natural borders. I don't know which one would go and come under the designation of EE. It's not going to be Finland. So, yep, absolutely no clue for that one. I'd have to go look that up on the internet. Boost, 300 passengers served, 2,000 miles travelled. I'd like to get to Helsinki during this episode, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be the next location it wants me to go to, so I'll just put the waypoint there now. The braking systems have been loaded on board, Mr. Olsen. Are there any other parts that we're missing? No, my friends, we've got everything we require. May we carry on to Helsinki? Of course, let's get underway. Hold your horses there, Valerie. I want my money, and I want to check the market out, particularly for bonbons. I don't have any holy water on me. I have a load in the depot. No one has actually asked for watermelons yet, so I'm going to sell it and all the water to make a profit. I'm going to keep the sausage and the tulips, leaving the meatballs. I've got plenty of space. I'll sell the red bricks as well, because I really don't need them right now. For that matter, goodbye sheep. Right. we go to Helsinki. It's only 120 miles down the road. Oh, there's a plane flying overhead. Just going to drop some free cargo out of it and into my carriage. 3 is the perfectly acceptable price. $73,000 in cash currently, which is quite nice. Here we are in Helsinki, Finland, I guess. We've arrived. Thank you once again, my friends. We should have plenty of time to conduct these repairs now. I've been taking a look at these lifts actually. Pretty confident I could help out. Could probably save you time. What do you think? I'd be happy to pitch in. Sophia is a heck of a mechanic, Mr. Olsen. You could really use her. Then I will graciously accept your offer with thanks. Oh, before I forget, Carter Blackwell has requested you in Stockholm. They've left a message for us here and asked me to pass it along. What do you suppose that's about? I suppose there's only one way to find out. Okay, looks like I'm heading to Stockholm next, after I collect my money. And checked out the market. Red bricks and aluminium beams, neither of which particularly thrill me. It wants candles, I'm not carrying any of those. So, looks like I need to find Stockholm. And I will depart in the direction of Stockholm, which in the next episode is where I will be arriving when I start the episode. This is the fun of Europe North and the rescuing of the ski resort, and I hope you enjoyed. And I hope to see you down the track in the near future for more of Tiny Rails. Cheerio!